That's my theme music. That's what we need, AG. What's up, Hoop Dreams fans? Welcome back to another AG and Gates Hoop Dreams basketball update. I am Will Gates, and that's my dog.
Arthur AG in the building.
Listen here, AG, man. It is set. The Final Four is set. But here's what's amazing, man. For the first time since 2008, we got all number one seeds in the Final Four. So there was no upsets. There was no, folks out there, my brackets are messed up. If you chose your brackets right, if you went with all the number one seeds to get where they at, your Final Four bracket should be looking pretty right now. But speaking of that Final Four bracket, we got Duke, we got Auburn, we got Houston, we got Florida. And man, my question for you right now, man, which team faces the toughest challenge to win it all? And let me give you this before you give me your answer. When I look at Auburn, they got nothing but grown men on that team. I'm talking about they go from ages 22 to 26. They got grown men in their starting lineup. Florida, a combination of everything: size, skill, shooting, defense. Duke has size and shooting. I'm a little concerned about them defensively, so we'll have to wait and see. Houston just some straight dogs. Just go at you type of dogs. My first question for you is this your Final Four from your bracket? Nobody else's bracket. Arthur AG's bracket. Was this your Final Four?
Hell no. I ain't even fill out a bracket, G.
What?
Yeah.
What?
This year, I just didn't fill one out, man. This whole tournament just felt crazy to me.
Really? Explain. You got to elaborate on that.
I mean, think about all number one seeds making it, and you say that hasn't happened since 2008.
Yep.
So my question is, who was the schools in 2008, and is one of these schools in the Final Four this year? Was it one of them in 2008?
Here's a historical piece on that. The last time all number one seeds was in the Final Four, it was also here in San Antonio.
Damn, what a coincidence.
Absolutely. Let me just give you those four teams, man. We got Memphis, it was UCLA, Kansas, and North Carolina. That was the 2008. As a matter of fact, that's the year that our boy now, Mario Chalmers, hit the game winner to seal it.
Damn.
So I want to give you those four teams. But here's my issue with the Duke Houston game. I'm looking at Cooper Flagg, man, and first of all, he's the consistent going to be the number one draft pick. This is my concern with Houston when it comes to this Duke team, when it comes specifically to Cooper Flagg. First of all, do you know where Cooper Flagg is from?
Yeah, he's from like Maine or some shit.
Exactly. Who hooping in Maine? I ain't got nothing against Maine. I don't know a whole lot about Maine, but what I'm sure of right now is that they're not known for basketball players.
No, it's parents. His parents is diehard hoop fans, bro.
Exactly. So the pedigree that's in this kid to become the number one player in the nation, go to Duke, and then to become the number one draft pick. People also forget this dude, when the Olympic team was getting together, this high school kid was chosen to compete against them.
Yeah.
His pedigree, man, is different. I was talking with this about my sons just the other day. We're not saying that he is a generational talent, but what we are saying is this guy here will be a superstar in this league. And the reason I say he won't be a generational talent, I don't think he's going to change the game of basketball in any kind of way. But I think he is going to bring a level to the game that is going to be difficult for others in the NBA to guard this dude. But you got a 6'8" dude that can handle, that can shoot, that can post, that can score, that can rebound, that can assist. Man, that's tough. That's tough.
I mean, he like a Penny Hardaway, bro. I mean, he got everything Penny had. Everything. He could do everything that Penny was doing, bro. Like,
Probably a better shooter.
of course, I'm quite sure he is a better shooter. I mean, Penny probably just wheeled his shots in, but this dude, he about that. He in that size. But I mean, I don't think he ain't none of that gonna like change him because he backing it up on the court.
Well, let me ask you this though. And again, I know I talked about Auburn having grown men on their team, but Houston, they got grown men too. Cooper Flag is a high school kid. Do you think he's going to face some challenges going against these grown men? And I know people think, well, that's a difference between, there ain't too much of a difference between an 18-year-old and a 22-year-old and a 23-year-old. But I beg to differ. I think there's a whole different level of physicality. And yes, he's a big kid. He's strong. But man, that grown man strength, it's something different. Do you think that he's going to be affected by the strength and the physicality of a Houston team simply because, this is a different level. He hasn't faced this all year, this kind of strength.
Well, what you just said, Will, he played against the Olympic team. Ain't them grown men?
Yeah, those are grown men. Those are grown men. Ain't no doubt about that.
What's the best thing? That's the best thing that could have happened to that kid. And I didn't even know. He don't even supposed to be a Duke. This dude reclassified.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So he's been thrown into the wolves at an early age, and he maintained his, like, he got kudos from his peers. The older dudes was like, man, who is this young kid? Oh, he only 16, 17. What?
No doubt.
So, I mean, I don't, dude, let me tell you what's going to come down to in that game. He ain't going to be fazed by Houston grown men, physicality, none of that shit. He the type, bring it. Give me some more. He one of them type dudes, dog. I'm telling you. I see it in his passion.
I just got to ask you this then. If Duke wins the championship, does this put Cooper Flag on Duke's? Will he be Mount Rushmore at Duke?
Hell yeah.
So give me your top four, give me your top three Duke players that's already on Mount Rushmore. Cause I got three as well.
Christian, Grant, Hurley, and Elton Brand.
So you really?
Yeah.
See, I'm not putting Elton Brand on there. I'm not putting Hurley on there either. I'm not putting, because my thing is this: you gotta at least win a championship. So if Cooper Flag wins a championship, he gets on there. Because my thing is, like, I'm not putting you putting Hurley over Zion.
Zion won a championship?
No, that's why he's not on there. But I'm just saying, in terms of a player, I'm not putting Bobby Hurley over Zion Williams.
But he's a winner.
He is a winner.
But I'm just saying, he was on. They made that team made Duke, and Krzyzewski would say Johnny Dawkins them and Tommy Amick and them actually went through the trenches to make Duke.
They did. They kicked it off, no doubt about it.
He would say that, but what we saw was these dudes coming in after them saying, "Yo."
But in terms of, I mean, he didn't win a championship, but I mean, I just think there's a lot more guys better than Bobby Hurley. Like, I'm not putting Bobby Hurley over Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie Irving played 5 games for Duke. I'm just not putting, but I'm going to give you mine. I'm giving, and I got a name in here that you're going to be like, oh man, Will, I probably forgot about him. But I'm going Grant Hill, because I think Grant Hill is probably the greatest Duke player to come up out of there. Christian Laettner is probably the most decorated player to come out of there, because I do feel like this: when Christian Laettner was playing at Duke, when that Joker had to go up against Shaq, when that Joker went up against Kentucky, when he went up against Chris Webber in the 5-5, man, wasn't no punk in his game.
Alonzo Mourning.
Yes, he went up against all. Yes, that was, man. That dude showed a different level. Like he was. I mean, he's legit.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna throw a name at you that I think also, probably because his NBA career was cut short, doesn't get the love. But I think Jay Williams and what he did for Duke.
He get a chip?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you gotta remember that Joker was the player of the year, the ACC player of the year, and he got a chip. And he was the most outstanding player. He was the heart and soul of that team. Because remember, he played with Boozer. He played with Miami, won a championship with LeBron and Battier. He played with Battier. So
dang.
I'm loving. And I'm saying if Cooper Flag wins, because first of all, you know he's probably going to be the most outstanding player if they win. He's probably going to be the college player of the year. And I also think that if they win a championship, he's on Duke's Mount Rushmore. Now, and again, I'm basing this on what he's accomplished and what he's winning. And we're talking about as a freshman. This is a 17, 18-year-old freshman. He was already ACC player of the year.
Yeah.
ACC, newcomer of the year. I mean, he's won everything in the ACC. They might as well give him the defensive player of the year too. He's done it all. But let's move on, man. So so you got Duke beating Houston, or you got Houston beating Duke?
I got Houston beating Duke.
Wow, gotcha. Let's move to this Florida Auburn game. Now, this is going to be a straight battle. I mean, first of all, these two teams, man, I don't know what was going on, but these was, go ahead.
On how Houston was going to win that game by physicality, rebounding, and just conditioning. Who gonna last the longest? Who ain't gonna be tired?
Well, that's my concern with Houston in terms of their conditioning. I think they play so hard. I think they actually wear themselves out and lose this game. Plus two, Houston, I hate to say this, but they got one dude that can shoot, that you can count on. Duke got Proctor sitting over there, man. If Proctor sees the rim, it's going in. I think Duke's bench is better. Like
Houston guys, coach gonna tell their ass, you gotta be there on the catch. On them guys, on all they shooters.
Duke has the size on them. How does Houston contend with Duke's size? Because even when Duke goes to the bench, they just get bigger.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Hey, you got to rebound. That's who gonna. Hey, whoever can win the rebounding and the physicality, and who can last the longest is gonna win that game.
I hear that. All right, let's move to this Florida Auburn game. I personally think Florida's been the best team the entire year, even though Auburn has probably, well, let me just put it to you like this. Florida reminds me of what UConn was the last 2 years. They got dogs, they got shooters, they got rebounders, they got size.
Why I don't like this game?
Why is that?
Because they got motherfuckers that can make shots, that can make plays. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, when it get tight, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, like you got on both sides, you got all around the floor.
Yes.
You got the big guy may go out and chuck a three.
Oh, absolutely.
You may get Clayton. He go down in the. I'm act like I'm a penetrator, then come back out. And if you a second late, he raised it.
Who does Clayton remind you of?
Dog, I don't know, man. I'm still like, who the hell is this dude?
I'm gonna tell you who he reminds me of. Damon Stoudemire. Just cold, killer, no fear,
he do play off that 2 feet too,
yep.
like he yeah.
Can get anywhere on the floor. Just a stone cold killer. And shout out to Damon Stoudemire. I mean, no, not Damon Stoudemire. Mike Bibby. Shout out to Mike Bibby.
Oh, for
Man,
real?
yeah, he got the Sacramento State coaching job. Hey, listen, man. I love when former players get to take what they learned throughout their playing experience
Uh-huh.
and take it and give it back, man, on any level, whether it's high school, college, the NBA. But it's nothing like, man, seeing these guys, man, get these gigs now that I can understand that I think they've been passed over. But
Uh-huh.
they got the skill set to do it, man.
He at Mike Bibby at Sacramento State University.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that's what's
So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. So
so.
who you got in this Florida Auburn game?
I know it's already gonna be a battle between the 2 point guards, Clayton and old boy from Auburn, because he ain't no joke neither. But that Clayton dude, he if you ain't up on him, man, and he can shoot even when his feet is not set. Like if he see your hands down, he'll just raise, he'll pull like quick, like he has a John Starks like type of release quick. So he's scary. I mean, I think this game gonna come down to the wire. I definitely pray and hope it ain't no blowout. I want to see a close game, but I'm gonna go ahead and ride with Florida.
Yeah, I got Florida too.
You know
I
that
don't think it's going to be a blowout. These teams are familiar with each other. I think what we're going to get is, man, I think we're going to get everybody's best game. Here's my only concern. If the big
yeah,
fella for
they playing
Auburn
the
is,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why this is gonna be a great game.
But I'm saying if the big fella for Auburn, man, in the game to the Final Four, man, his arm, he kind of hyperextended it. If that isn't right, that can be the difference maker for them, because if he's their best player, I'm sure they're gonna do whatever they need to do to get him healthy. But at any given moment, man, you know how injuries go, man. Hit here, a pop there, he can get aggressive. Even on the rebound, he can snatch it hard. And I'm hoping that, he get the right treatment and get everything he need. But man, if he's not there, it can cost them. But he got hurt in the game. He went to the locker room and he pulled a Willis Reed and came on back.
Right, and hit a three.
Hit a three. So, but you notice that he was letting that arm kind of dangle out there a little bit. Because my thing is this, man. A lot of times your adrenaline can keep you in the game, but once the game is over, you're gonna feel it. That plane ride going home, I'm sure they had that wrapped in all kind of ice and cortisone shots and everything else.
Yeah.
But man, wishing nothing but the best for him, because again, they need that kid, man. So who you got? You said you got Florida and you got Houston. Your championship, who you got?
Championship, man. I'm gonna go with Houston.
Really, to win it all. All right.
Win it.
You know what? I ain't mad at you. They are at home, in a sense. Houston is literally, 2.5 hours from San Antonio. So they taking a bus ride. They ain't even got to get on a plane. They gonna come on down the road. They probably gonna get a police escort all the way from Houston, because I would.
Is the Houston faithful coming?
Oh, absolutely. 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 And
You
not
know
just
that.
not just the Houston faithful. I think the state of Texas will show up for Houston.
Get out of here, dog.
Absolutely.
Dog, I'm talking about football numbers. I'm talking about
football levels. I think right now that the state of Texas will show up for Houston, even though that is not their team. Whether they go University of Texas, UTSA, any of those schools, Texas A&M, they're gonna come down and support, because you gotta remember, hey, they the lone riders in it right now. They representing, yes, the city of Houston, but the entire state of Texas.
Damn.
So I got them riding. But unfortunately, I don't have them making it to the championship game. I think Duke will beat Houston. I think Florida will beat Auburn. And again, because I feel like Florida has that makeup of what Connecticut did the last 2 years, I got Florida, man, taking this whole thing and walking away with it as the new 2024-25 NCAA champions. I got Florida just walking away with it. I think it's gonna be tough games, but I got Florida winning it all.
Two totally tough games.
Oh,
gotta be. And big shot make it.
Oh, this is gonna be one of the best Final Fours, man, we've seen in a long time. Again, remember, if we even think back to 2008, if Mario Chalmers don't hit that shot over Derrick Rose, Derrick Rose is an NCAA champion. Like, I'm expecting some of that kind of drama in this weekend coming up. I think this is going to be one of the best Final Fours we've seen in a very long time. And we've had some great Final Fours. But, man, I want to switch your attention to what I think is actually is crazy, because the world of college basketball is changing right now, too. So I'm just going to put this out here, man. The portal is open for business. And I'm talking about not just players, but coaches. I mean, if this has probably been the first time, man, at least in my lifetime, where I've seen college coaches. They had the game for some, they were coaching their teams when they already had new jobs at other schools.
I love it.
You had some college coaches, as soon as the game was over, offered contracts to new schools.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just, I mean, it's amazing to me. And the reason I'm bringing this to your attention right now, and I think our Hoop Dreams fans will get a kick out of this, is they get on the players for jumping into the portal. But it's not coaching changes the same thing. Is that not, where's that level of commitment that they talk about? Where's that level of, you committed to the school, you didn't commit to the sport? Where's all that talk at? Because I'm looking at Kevin Willard. He goes from Maryland to Villanova. Will Wade at McNeese State. Now he's at North Carolina State. Rick Pitino's son. He went from New Mexico to Xavier. Nico Manville, Colorado State to Minnesota. Sean Miller. Let me tell you something. Sean Miller, which is funny. He had made a commitment to Xavier and told all the fans, listen, I am here forever. Until Texas came calling.
University of Texas, he said, I'm gone.
Hey, listen, he said, I'll send y'all my forwarding address, but I am not coming back to the school. I am heading up to Texas.
Damn.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, man. I'm happy for these guys. I'm glad. My point is this, man. I think that this is just the way that basketball is going now. So I don't want to hear them talk about athletes jumping in the portal, whether they get their money through NIL deals or whatever else it may be. Right. Listen, the game of college basketball has changed, and no longer is it an amateur sport. It is
get that student athlete shit out of here. No, you get dudes that's just coming to school for sport.
Absolutely.
Like, I take some rinky-dink classes, stay eligible, but I'm here for one, and I'm out of here.
And here's the thing. We always knew that it was a business. Yeah. But now it is an open market business.
Open market business.
Because the athletes themselves get to participate in this, man. And it's funny. But my question for you is, because of the way that the game is going, and let's put the money on the side. I mean, we know the money sits there. But because we're in this environment, is this going to hurt the college game?
Well, it already has hurt the college game. We know that. But that's what happens when you open Pandora's box. And the thing is, most of these guys is not going to be playing in the NBA. Yeah,
that's the
so
truth.
Now you got to bring the money back into it on the table. It's just like, hey, if I don't make the league, I need to make some type of money here while I'm here in college. off of my brand, my T-shirts, or some. When I'm here playing for the school, they making money off me. So it's a two-way street now. So the loyalty and commitment is gone at the game because you didn't open Pandora box, and now you're saying, and I like what Seth Greenberg said today, and it's real simple. All you got to do is honor your contract. Either you sign in a 2-year contract or a 1-year contract, whether it to be the player or the coach. And if you want to leave after that, before your contract is up or whatever, or for however how long you sign, then you got to buy yourself out your contract.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. I don't agree with that. And here's the reason why I'm saying this is because for years, coaches have manipulated that system. For years. Well, let the players get an opportunity to manipulate that system. Let the players go in there. If they want to leave, let them go. You got to remember, man, there were times when you couldn't even go. If you left your school, you had to sit out an entire year. I don't ever remember seeing a coach couldn't coach for an entire year.
Oh yeah, well, it's always been different rules for the
That's what I'm
coaches.
saying. But that's the whole point of the new rules. The game has changed. And I don't think anybody want to go back to the way that it used to be, where the NCAA got so much control, or the coaches and the athletic directors got so much control, and the players have very little control. I don't want to see guys, because you got to remember this too, Agee. There also was a time that the NCAA, they're not 4-year scholarships; they're already 1-year contracts. So
Well, I mean, when you open Pandora's box, man, and you got NIL in, and now the schools can directly pay players. This is what you deal with, man. It's not college no more. This is not no hold my hand,
only
baby. You better go get an attorney. Your mom and daddy better sit at this table and look through this contract and understand what you're signing, young fella.
and even more so now because again it's like I say, college basketball has always been a business, but now this business has turned to uh I mean, man, these guys are seeing money like when I mean even right now
Yeah.
we're watching the NCAA tournament on both sides, the women and the men's side. Man, I'm seeing more college kids on commercials than I ever have in my entire life. I mean, from Allstate to Capital One to you name it, they are they
I think
they
I seen Baycott. I think I seen Baycott, big boy from North Carolina, in a Wendy's commercial.
yes. I'm trying to figure out why you and I can't get a commercial. But this is what I want to do, AG man. So I got you winning. You got Houston winning it all. I got Florida winning it all. You got any final thoughts on before we close this down, man, the NCAA tournament and
Well, I need to know what's going on with you and the Final Four in San Antonio. Tell our listeners what you gonna be doing, where you gonna be at.
well, interesting enough, man. I actually got the opportunity to speak at an event, with gun violence and things of that nature, man. And I'm really looking forward to it because I do think that this is an area that isn't all too often talked about in sports. You know, when athletes go back home, they got to deal with, some of the things that they left college for to become better at so they can avoid it. But they got to go back home to the communities and their neighborhoods. And so the conversation is really going to be centered around how do you support, you know, athletes who have lost their lives, playing at your school. And that happens more often than people think. There's, that
Yeah, we
it's
had.
amazing.
It's funny you say that because we had you probably heard about it. There's a kid that was from Chicago.
Yep.
He went out to California.
Yep.
He was out in L.A. and he was murdered.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That happens more often than people think. Um, but I'm grateful that um, through Coach Ron and the NCAA man for putting this event on because I do think it needs to be addressed because one of the things too is I think that get lost in the mix of all this is always the families because uh, I learned this, AG man. One of the things, man, I recognize is that as athletes and really people, but but athletes in particular, we live in the clips moments. Like when I'm talking to my sons, I'm always talking about my clip moments. Yeah, I remember when I was playing. Yeah, I remember this. And we live our lives in those moments. Even if it's like, yeah, I remember when you was born. Like that's a clip moment for me. Like I live in my highlights. I think most people live in their highlights. But what happens when that highlight, that clip is you lost your child? You don't you don't you don't want that. You don't want that to become the moment. So we're gonna be talking about that. I'm on a great panel, man. I'm really looking forward to it. And we'll see what else is gonna happen down there, man.
And you speaking what day and what time?
That boy will be at the Henry B. Gonzalez Center April 4th, speaking and talking about gun violence, how to save our athletes' lives. Join me there April 4th, 2025, in room 305 at 3 o'clock. Be there. Meet me there. Get there. It's going to be great. Also, remember, Hoop Dreams fans, thank you for listening to the Agee and Gates podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Give us a follow on Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Also, remember this. We got new episodes dropping soon with Project Backboard and Social Studies. That's SOLE, Social Studies. We'll be back soon with another update because we're going to give you our take on the Women's Final Four as well as getting ready for the upcoming NBA playoffs. See you guys next time.